right there.
Could you be specific about the tax? It's on carbon or carbon dioxide, and is it a ton of what?
It's on the carbon content of fossil fuels, so it's levied based on the carbon content, and it's on a per ton basis. Yeah, in the back there?
So there's a cap and trade also that's going to start in 2012, and you're doing a carbon tax. I always thought it's like one or the other. Can you explain the rationale of doing both? And
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think a main reason for entering a cap and trade system is because it sets a regional price. And there's no doubt that it's better for British Columbia if our trading partners and for our neighbors, such as Washington, move to carbon pricing. So we feel that cap and trade is the best approach for our large emitters, but also in BC, like Washington, transportation, for example, is the biggest wedge in the pie, so we knew we needed to take action in that sector as well. So the carbon tax is best there. So as an example, WCI actually includes transportation fuels in 2016 because of our carbon tax, we're going to be exempt from that portion of the cap and trade system. So we see those two as complementary. Yes?
What are some of the specific steps that the municipalities do to be carbon neutral? I mean, is it energy efficiency retrofitting? I mean, what are some of the things that these facilities and universities do?
Yes, that's right. They do that. The province actually has provided a generous amount of funding to help them make those sort of retrofits. They have to measure all their emissions as well. So that was actually a very useful process because it allowed them to see where some inefficiencies were. So they're making reductions on their own. They're also getting a hand from the province to make sort of broader reductions, whether that be solar or some district energy programs.
So that's government monies that are going in to help support their...
Yes, yeah. I think you were next.
Have you had opposition from fossil fuel companies, and how have you dealt with it?
Okay, sorry. The question was, have you had opposition from fossil fuel companies? What was really interesting, I think very encouraging, especially I think to folks in Washington, is that when we introduced this tax in 2008, not one business opposed it, at least publicly. The BC Chamber of Commerce supported it. BC Business Council supported it. So we had broad support because they knew that because of the carbon tax, they would have the most competitive tax climate in the G7. So they recognized that. So yeah, I mean, being totally honest, and I know I'm on camera, the cement sector obviously has some problems. They're very emissions intensive, they're very trade exposed, especially with Washington. So yep, there are concerns, but generally the support has been incredible. I'm really talking who's next, and I think I'm being cut off. Should we say to the panel?
Yeah.
Okay.